Be me, 26, professional ghost in my own life. Wake up at 5:43 a.m., not because of an alarm, because a car backfired 2 streets over and my nervous system decided it was a gunshot. Lie perfectly still in the center of the mattress. If I don't move, I don't exist. If I don't exist, Derek can't find me. The logic is flawed, but my lizard brain loves it. Stare at the ceiling fan. One of the blades is slightly warped. It doesn't spin anymore because I haven't paid the electric bill on time in 2 months. Not because I'm broke, but because logging into the utility portal means opening a browser. Opening a browser means touching the internet. And the internet is where he lives now. Roll over eventually. The sheets smell like stale sweat and lavender laundry detergent. The lavender was a gift from my mom. She thinks aromatherapy can fix the fact that her daughter is a walking panic attack. Check phone. Screen brightness turned all the way down to the lowest setting. Habit. 0 notifications. This is the goal. This is also the prison. Scroll through the blocked folder just to see the volume. 7 calls from a private number between 2 a.m. and 4 a.m. He's manic again, or bored, probably just bored. Derek treats stalking like a side hustle he's really passionate about. Get up. Feet hit the cold laminate floor. Pad to the window. Blackout curtains are drawn tight, duct tape on the edges to prevent light bleed. Peel back the corner exactly 1 inch. Scan the parking lot. Generic gray sedan, generic blue SUV, generic white work van, no matte black lifted truck. Coast is clear. Exhale breath I didn't know I was holding. My chest hurts constantly. A dull, heavy ache right behind the sternum. Doctor said it's somatic symptom disorder. I say it's the physical weight of waiting for the other shoe to drop. Go to the kitchen. Make instant coffee with tap water. Don't turn on the lights. The gloom is safer. Sit at the small IKEA table I bought secondhand. 3 chairs are empty. They will stay empty. Last time a guy sat in one of those chairs was 6 months ago. Mark from accounting. Nice guy. Wore sweaters that smelled like dryer sheets. He walked me to my car after work one day. Derek sent him a photo of his own front door an hour later, then a photo of Mark's sister's elementary school. Mark doesn't talk to me anymore. Mark transferred branches. I don't blame Mark. I am a hazard. I am radioactive material. Stay close to me and you get radiation sickness. So I stay in the lead-lined box. Sip the coffee. It tastes like battery acid and resignation. Need to go out today. Fridge is empty except for a half jar of pickles and expired almond milk. Therapist told me exposure therapy is key. Reclaim your space, Madison. The world is not a hunting ground. Easy for her to say. She sits in a secure building with a panic button under her desk. I live in the open wild. Preparation ritual begins. Shower quickly. Cold water because the hot water heater makes a noise that sounds like a growl. Dry off. Look in the mirror. Face is pale, eyes have dark circles that look like bruises. Good. Look unappealing. Look invisible. Choose clothes based on camouflage properties. Oversized gray hoodie. Baggy sweatpants. Shapelessness is a defense mechanism. If they can't see the outline of your body, they can't objectify it. And if they can't objectify it, maybe they won't look twice. And if they don't look twice, Derek won't have to break their orbital bones. Put hair up in a messy bun. No makeup. Put on sunglasses even though it's overcast. Put in earbuds. No music playing. Just a prop to deter conversation. Check the locks on the front door. Deadbolt 1 engaged. Deadbolt 2 engaged. Chain engaged. Undo them one by one. The sound of the metal sliding back echoes like a gunshot in the empty apartment. Open the door, step into the hallway. Smell of carpet cleaner and someone else's burnt toast. Lock the door behind me. Check it 3 times. Jiggle the handle until my knuckles turn white. It's locked. It's always locked. It doesn't matter. Walk to the car. Keep head down. Scan periphery constantly. This is called situational awareness in self-defense classes. It's called living hell in practice. Every movement in the corner of my eye is a threat. A squirrel runs across the pavement. Heart rate spikes to 140. Get in the car. Lock doors immediately. Check the backseat. Empty. Check under the car mentally, too scared to look physically. Start engine. Drive. Destination, the farmer's market on 4th. Why? Because the grocery store is too enclosed. Fluorescent lights buzz too loud, aisles are narrow traps, farmer's market is outside, open exits, multiple escape routes. Plus the crowd noise is diffracted by the open air. It's the logic of a prey animal. Park 4 blocks away. Don't want anyone seeing my license plate near the venue. Walk the rest of the way. Keep to the inside of the sidewalk, away from the road, away from the vans with sliding doors. Arrive at the market, it's chaos. A sensory assault. Smell of kettle corn, roasting chilies and patchouli. Hundreds of people, normies, they walk slow, they hold hands, they laugh with their heads thrown back. Exposed throats. No fear. It's like watching a nature documentary about a species I used to belong to. But I evolved into something twitchy and subterranean. Move through the crowd like oil through water. Don't touch anyone. Don't let anyone touch me. Clutch my canvas tote bag like a shield. Some guy in a flannel shirt smiles at me near the honey stand. Great weather for it, huh? Freeze. System error. Panic floods the engine room. Don't make eye contact. If I smile back, Derek will know. He always knows. He's not here, but he's omnipresent. He's in the air pressure. Mumbles something incoherent. Saryakant, turn away sharply. Almost knock over a display of artisanal jams. Heart is hammering against my ribs like a trapped bird. Retreat to the edge of the market. Stand near a dumpster behind a tent selling tie-dye shirts. Need to recalibrate. Breathing is shallow. Fingers are tingling. Look at the happy couples. The guy with his arm around a girl's waist. Protective, possessive. I can't tell the difference anymore. I see his hand on her hip and I wonder if he squeezes too hard when she laughs at another guy's joke. I see her look up at him and I wonder if she's checking for anger in his eyes. My brain is poisoned. It translates everything into the language of violence. I am an alien here, a tourist in the land of the living. Checking my watch. 7 minutes since arrival. New record, should just go home. Buy a cucumber and retreat to the bunker. Safe, lonely, alive, start to move back toward the flow of traffic. Head down, focus on the pavement, cracks in the concrete, gum stains, shoes, expensive sneakers, work boots, sandals, see a pair of worn-out wrestling shoes. Stopped, immovable, like a statue in the middle of a river. Look up, slowly, past the gym shorts, past the plain gray t-shirt that strains at the shoulders, past the scar on the chin, to the face. He's not looking at me. He's looking at a crate of apples like it's a complex algebra equation. He's holding a bruised Granny Smith, turning it over in hands that look like they could crush an engine block. But he's holding it gently, weirdly gently, step closer, not sure why. Maybe because he looks as out of place as I feel. He's too solid for this flimsy market. He takes up too much space, but he's trying to shrink. Shoulders hunched forward slightly, minimizing his footprint. I recognize the posture. It's the stance of someone trying not to break the world. I stop 3 feet away, stare at the apples, wait for the panic to tell me to run. It's there, buzzing in the background, but the volume is lower, strange. He speaks. Voice is a low rumble, like a subwoofer hidden in the floorboards. Too soft. I jump about 3 inches vertically. Heart slams against the sternum. Fight or flight protocol engaged. Waiting for the snap. Waiting for the accusation. He doesn't look at me. Doesn't react to the flinch. Doesn't feed on the fear. Derek would have laughed. Derek would have asked what I'm hiding. Derek would have made my terror the centerpiece of the conversation. This guy just puts the Granny Smith back in the crate. Deliberate movements. Hydraulic precision. The red ones are mealy today, go for the Fuji. Blink rapidly, trying to process the data. He's talking about fruit. Not my outfit, not who I'm with, not why I left the house. Just fruit. Look at his profile. Nose has been broken at least twice. Bridge is a jagged little ridge. Ears are catastrophic, cartilage like melted candle wax. Cauliflower ear. I know what that means. Violence. Prolonged, repeated impact. Grinding against canvas. My stomach turns over. Biological imperative screams *predator*. But the vibe is wrong. He's not vibrating. Men who hurt women usually vibrate. They have a kinetic buzz of insecurity, like a power line waiting to snap and start a fire. This guy is a rock, sedimentary, boring, terrifyingly calm. Oh, thanks. Voice sounds like it's coming from underwater. Rusty hinges in my throat. I haven't spoken to a man who isn't a cashier or a doctor in 6 months. The timer in my head starts ticking. Violation of parole. Rule #4, no unnecessary interactions. Rule #5, never let them think you're available. Look around wildly, scanning the perimeter. Tie-dye shirt guy is watching. Old lady with the pug is watching. Is Derek watching? Is one of his friends here? That guy in the baseball cap near the exit. Is he holding a phone up? Is he taking a picture? Paranoia is a physical weight, like a lead vest at the dentist. I need to leave. Abort mission. Turn to go. Knock into the table leg with my hip. Tote bag swings. Knocks a small pyramid of honey jars. Wobble, tilt. Disaster in slow motion. I freeze, awaiting the crash, awaiting the shouting. A hand shoots out, blur of motion, catches the lead jar midair, stabilizes the pyramid with a forearm, didn't even look. Reflexes that don't make sense. He sets the jar back down, perfectly aligned with the label facing out. Turns to look at me properly for the first time. Eyes are dark, flat, tired. You okay? Stare at him, breath hitched in throat. I'm sorry I have to go, I'm sorry. Backpedal, feet tangle slightly. Regain balance, scramble away, don't look back. Heart rate 160, sweat pricking at my hairline. I spoke to him. I stood next to him. I let him save the honey. I am guilty. I am compromised. I am a walking target. Speed walk out of the market. Past the busker playing bad Beatles covers. Past the smell of roasting nuts. Hit the sidewalk. Sunny day. Birds chirping. Disgusting. The world is bright and loud and completely oblivious to the shadow war I'm fighting. Check phone. Black screen, reflection of a ghost. Tap the side button, no new messages. Relief washes over me, followed immediately by dread. Silence is worse. Silence means he's planning. Silence means he's busy sharpening the knives. Maybe he didn't see. Maybe the panopticon blinked. Don't be stupid, he always sees. Walk home. Take the long route. 3 extra blocks. Double back through an alley, check reflections in shop windows. Blue Honda Civic, is that the same one from the intersection? Slow down, it passes, just an old lady. Exhale, lungs burn. Every pedestrian is a potential agent. Every car is a potential hearse. I am a spy in my own life, carrying state secrets in a canvas bag. The secret is that I bought a Fuji apple. The secret is that I existed for 5 minutes without permission. Reach my apartment complex. Ugly brick building, brown peeling paint, chose it because it has a security gate and no ground floor windows, fumble with keys. Hands shaking so bad I drop them, clatter on the concrete. Loud, gunshot loud. Flinch, look around. Nobody saw, snatch them up. Scrape knuckles on the pavement, bleeding slightly, don't care. Get inside. Heavy metal door slams shut. The sound of the latch engaging is the only music I like. Click, clack, thud, up the stairs, 3rd floor. Hallway smells like boiled cabbage and floor wax. Fluorescent light buzzing like a dying insect. Get to my door, 3 locks. Deadbolt, chain, slide bolt. Installed the slide bolt myself. Landlord got mad, told him I'd pay for the damage, cheaper than a funeral. Get inside, lock 1. Lock 2, lock 3, lean back against the door, slide down until I hit the floor, knees up to chest. Safe, no, contained. Apartment is a tomb, blinds drawn, always drawn, dust motes dancing in the sliver of light that escapes the edges. It's quiet, too quiet. Pull the apple out of the bag, stare at it, perfectly round, red and yellow streaks. It feels heavy. Contraband, evidence of the crime, put it on the counter. It looks alien next to my stack of instant ramen and stale crackers. Fresh, alive, it doesn't belong here, I don't belong here. Phone buzzes, sound is deafening in the silence. Jump so hard I bite my tongue, copper taste in mouth. Stare at the screen across the room, it's on the coffee table, pulsing, blue light. Notification LED blinking, slow, steady like a heartbeat. Don't look. If I don't look, it's not him. If I don't look, I'm still free. Walk over to it. Feet feel like they're moving through molasses. Pick it up. Screen lights up. Unknown number, could be a telemarketer, could be a wrong number, could be asterisk him asterisk using a burner. Could be one of his friends. Hey, saw you talking to that meathead at the market. You moving on already? Stomach drops out of my body, falls through the floor, into the basement, into hell. Unlock phone, read the text preview. Your prescription is ready for pickup at CVS Pharmacy. Legs give out, collapse onto the couch. Laugh, choke, sob, it's a hysterical sound. Ugly. Jagged, wiping snot on my sleeve. I'm losing my mind. I am being haunted by a living person. He doesn't even have to do anything anymore. He installed the software and left it running. I am the operating system of my own misery. Sit there for an hour, staring at the wall, watching the shadows lengthen, thinking about the guy at the market, the way he caught the honey. No wasted movement, no panic, just correction. Something falls, you catch it. Simple physics. My life has been falling for 2 years. Nobody caught it. I just watched it smash on the floor and tried to glue the pieces back together with apologies. Rubbed the spot on my hand where the keys scraped. Sting of reality. I can still feel the ghost of the interaction, the space he took up, the way the air around him felt dense. Gravity, he had his own gravity. It pulled the apple down, it pulled the honey jar up, it pulled me in for a split second. Dangerous. Gravitational pull destroys smaller bodies, tidal forces, spaghettification. I learned that in a documentary I watched at 3 a.m. when I couldn't sleep because Derek was parked outside. Stand up, pace the room, 10 steps to the window, 10 steps to the kitchen. Cage matches, need to distract myself. Open laptop, incognito tab, always incognito. Habit, type in farmer's market schedule. Why am I doing this? Close tab. Type in cauliflower ear meaning. Results load. Auricular hematoma, common in wrestlers, boxers, MMA fighters. Permanent deformity caused by blunt trauma. Click images. Gnarly ears, swollen, purple, badges of honor or scar tissue. Scroll down. How to drain cauliflower ear. Video thumbnail of a guy with a syringe. Close laptop. Nausea. It's getting dark, don't turn on the lights. Lights cast shadows. Shadows give away position. Sit in the dark. Eat the apple, loud crunch, too loud, chew slowly. Taste sweet, taste like outside, tastes like a mistake. Finish it, core and all, except the stem. Throw the stem in the trash, bury it under a paper towel. Hide the evidence. Wash hands. Scrub until skin is red. Look in the mirror. Eyes are wide, pupils dilated, animal in a trap, waiting for the hunter to come check the snare. Phone buzzes again, flinch again. Conditioning is perfect. Pavlov's bitch. Look at screen, text from mom. How are you doing, sweetie? Haven't heard from you. Thumb hovers over the keyboard. What do I say? I'm fine, lie. I met a giant with broken ears who didn't yell at me. Crazy. I'm terrified to leave my house because my ex-boyfriend is an omnipresent god of wrath. Burden type. Just busy, work is good, love you. Send, put phone face down, lie back on the couch, stare at the ceiling fan. One blade is slightly warped. Wobbles every rotation. Wobble, 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 hypnotic. I wonder if the giant is at home. I wonder if he has a warped ceiling fan. I wonder if he's eating an apple, probably crushing it with his bare hands. Drinking the juice straight from the pulp. Stupid thought. Smile slightly. Catch myself smiling in the reflection of the turned-off TV. Stop immediately. Smiling is dangerous. Smiling means you let your guard down. Smiling gets you punched in the mouth. Reset face to neutral. Reset mind to 0. Wait for morning. Wait for permission to exist again. Be me, 26. Living in a simulacrum of a life. It's Tuesday, 3 days since the Apple incident. 3 days since I stared at a warped ceiling fan until my retinas burned. The apartment smells like stagnant air and lavender cleaning spray. Smell of concealment, trying to scrub the fear out of the drywall. Routine is God. Routine is safety. Wake up at 0600. Check phone. 0 notifications. Relief washes over me like cold water. Followed immediately by dread. Silence isn't peace. Silence is the deep breath before the scream. Derek is silent when he's planning. Derek is loud when he's executing. Silence means planning. Go to work. Data entry for a logistics company. Cubicle walls are gray fabric. Pins holding up nothing. I used to have photos. Pictures of me and friends from college. Took them down 6 months ago. Derek saw a picture of a guy in the background of a group shot. Who is he, Madison? Why is he looking at you like that? Do you like the attention? 3 hours of screaming. A broken lamp. Now the walls are bare. Safer that way. No evidence of a past. No evidence of connections he can sever. Type numbers into a spreadsheet. Row 4022, shipping container manifest. Contents, industrial lubricant. Destination, Rotterdam. My brain drifts. Think about the giant. Cameron. I don't even know his name yet. I just know his shape. A trapezoid in a world of rectangles. Why didn't he chase me? Men chase. It's predatory instinct. If it runs, you chase it. If it stays, you break it. He did neither. He just stood there holding a jar of honey. Anomaly. Thursday. Leave work early. Panic attack in the parking lot. Saw a silver sedan. Derek drives a silver sedan. Freeze with keys in hand. Heart hammering against ribs like a bird in a shoebox. Vision tunnels. Sound drops out. Just the high-pitched whine of nervous system failure. Wait for the door to open. Wait for the boots on pavement. Wait for the voice. Get in the car, Maddie. Stare at the sedan for 5 minutes. An old woman gets out. She's holding a bag of knitting supplies. Oxygen rushes back in. Lungs burn. I am insane. I am completely broken. Drive home taking 3 right turns to make a loop. Check rearview mirror every 4 seconds. Count 1, 2, 3, check. 1, 2, 3, check. Nobody following. Doesn't mean nobody is watching. Saturday morning. The farmer's market. Why am I awake? Why am I putting on jeans? Why am I applying mascara with a trembling hand? Vanity is a sin punishable by interrogation. Who are you trying to impress? Wipe the mascara off, scrub until eyes are red, put on oversized hoodie, shape concealer, hide the body, hide the self, grab keys, grab pepper spray, clench it in pocket until knuckles turn white, going back to the scene of the crime, arrive at the market. It's crowded. Too many variables, too many vectors of approach. Scan the crowd. Families, couples holding hands, look at them. They look like a different species. Aliens inhabiting human suits. How do they walk so carelessly? How do they expose their backs to open space? Don't they know the world is a slaughterhouse? Feel like a ghost haunting a festival. Invisible barrier between me and them. The barrier is trauma. The barrier is knowing what happens when the door closes. Walk past the cheese stand. Smell of aged cheddar and dirt. Nausea rolls in. Keep moving, eyes scanning for the trapezoid. Maybe he's not here. Maybe he was a hallucination. Maybe I made him up because my brain needed a protector archetype to survive the stress. Turn the corner near the flower stall. Stop dead. There he is. He's real. He's wearing a t-shirt today. Arms are exposed. Jesus Christ. Thick cords of muscle wrapping around bone. Vascular. Maps of veins running down his forearms. Skin is battered. Bruise on his left tricep. Fading yellow-green, scab on his elbow. He looks like he fell out of a moving car and just stood up and walked away. He's buying orchids, holding a delicate purple flower in a hand that could crush a brick. Cognitive dissonance. Error 404, violence not found. He turns. Radar lock. He sees me. Panic spike. Adrenaline dumps into bloodstream. Flight response activates. Legs tense to run. But he doesn't lunge. He doesn't smile aggressively. He doesn't frown. He just nods. A microscopic dip of the chin. Acknowledgement of existence. Not a claim of ownership. Just, hello, I'm frozen, feet glued to the pavement. People flow around me like water around a rock. He walks over, slowly, telegraphing his movements, hands visible, not in pockets, not behind back. Hey, he says, voice is deep, gravel in a mixer, resonates in my chest. Hey, I squeak, voice is thin, glass breaking. You came back, he says, statement of fact, no judgment. I needed vegetables, I lie, I have a fridge full of rotting vegetables. Me too, he says, lifts the orchid. Vegetable, deadpan delivery, is that a joke? Did the giant just make a joke? My brain can't process the syntax. Humor requires safety. I am not safe, therefore this cannot be funny, but the corner of my mouth twitches. Dangerous. Coffee? He asks, points to a stand 20 feet away. Open air, public, multiple exits, safety assessment running. Risk, moderate, reward, unknown. Potential consequences, catastrophic if Derek sees, look around. Scan the perimeter, no silver sedans, no hoodies lurking in shadows. Okay, I say. The word falls out before I can catch it. We walk to the stand. He walks on the outside, puts himself between me and the crowd, blocking the flow of traffic with his shoulder, creating a pocket of dead air for me to walk in. It's comfortable. It feels like walking behind a riot shield. Order black coffee. He orders herbal tea. Caffeine makes me jittery, he says. Look at his hands. Scar tissue over the knuckles. Swollen joints. These hands have destroyed people, and he's worried about being jittery. Confusion deepens. I am Alice. This is Wonderland, and the Hatter is a cage fighter. We sit on a bench. Sunlight hits my face. Flinch instinctively. Light is exposure. He sits with his legs spread, taking up space. But he leaves a gap between us. 6 inches of demilitarized zone, respecting the border. I'm Cameron, he says. Madison, I whisper. Giving him my name feels like handing him a loaded gun. Madison, he repeats, tastes the word, nods. Good name. Silence, not the screaming silence of the apartment. Companionable silence, is that a thing? He sips his tea. So, he says, you look like you're waiting for a bomb to go off. Blunt force trauma, no preamble, choke on my coffee, coughing fit. He doesn't pat my back, he doesn't invade my space, just waits. What? I wheeze. Your eyes, he says, points to his own eyes. One is slightly drooping, scar tissue on the eyelid. You're scanning, checking exits, watching hands, checking the perimeter. He leans forward slightly, elbows on knees. I do the same thing, occupational hazard. He thinks I'm like him, he thinks I'm a warrior, he doesn't know I'm the casualty. I'm not. I'm not a fighter, I stammer. Didn't say you were, he says. Said you're waiting for a bomb. Who's the bomber? Freeze, ice in the veins, world stops spinning. The question hangs in the air, heavy. Radioactive, tell him, if I tell him, I involve him. If I involve him, Derek targets him. Derek isn't a fighter. Derek is a saboteur. Derek will key his car. Derek will call his job. Derek will find his mother's address. Derek is a virus. Cameron is an antibiotic, but viruses adapt. I can't talk about it, I say. Look down at my shoes, scuffed Converse. Running shoes, it's complicated. Complicated usually means some guy thinks he owns you, Cameron says, voice flat, stating physics. Gravity pulls down, fire burns. Guys think they own women, look up at him, shocked. How did you? He shrugs, massive movement, traps shift like tectonic plates. Seen it before, gym rat mentality, insecurity masquerading as dominance. He takes a sip of tea, boring. Boring, he just called my living nightmare boring. Derek is a monster, Derek is Satan. Derek is the architect of my pain, and this giant thinks he's boring. Indignation flares. He's not boring, I snap, defending my abuser's credibility. What is wrong with me? He's dangerous, he's crazy, he doesn't stop. Cameron looks at me. Eyes are calm pools of dark water. Crazy isn't strong, Madison. Crazy is just weak people making a lot of noise. He says it with such authority, such absolute certainty, that for a split second, I believe him. Buzz, pocket vibrates, the bomb goes off. Flinch so hard I spill coffee on my jeans. Hot liquid burns thigh, don't feel it. Terror is colder than the burn. Pull the phone out. Hands shaking so bad I almost drop it. Screen lights up. Unknown number. Derek uses burner apps, changes numbers every week. Message preview, cute guy looks dumb. Does he know you're damaged goods? Lungs collapse, air leaves the room. He's here. He's watching. Spin head around. Wildly, scanning the rooftops. Scanning the parked cars, scanning the crowd. Where is he? Where is the scope? Where is the camera? Madison, Cameron says, voice cuts through the static. Breathe. He's here, I whisper, tears welling up, hot and humiliating. He's watching us right now, he just texted me. Stand up, legs wobbly, need to run, need to get away from Cameron. Need to quarantine the infection. I have to go, I can't be here, you need to leave. Sit down, Cameron says, not a command, an anchor. Please sit down. I don't sit, I hover. You don't understand, I'm crying now. Public breakdown, shame spiral, everyone is looking. The aliens are staring at the freak. He'll hurt you, he'll ruin your life just to get to me. Cameron looks at the phone in my hand, then he looks around the market, slow scan, methodical, calculating. He's not scared, he's hunting, no, he's assessing. Let me see, he says, holds out a hand, palm open. Size of a dinner plate, I hesitate, then put the phone in his hand. Surrendering the weapon, he reads the text, expression doesn't change, stone face, reads it again, looks at the timestamp, looks at the sight lines from where we are sitting. He's not on the roof, Cameron says, calmly. He's not in the crowd. Text came in 30 seconds ago. If he was close enough to see details, he'd have sent it sooner. He's watching from a distance, probably binoculars, probably a car. He hands the phone back. Block the number. He'll just use another one, I sob. Block that one too. He stands up, towering over me. Blocks the sun again, creates the shadow. You're shaking, he says. I'm terrified, I admit. First truth I've spoken in years. Good, he says. Fear keeps you alert, but panic gets you killed. He looks me in the eye, intense focus, like he's staring into the back of my skull. "You're not damaged goods, Madison," he gestures to his own ear. "The mangled cartilage, the scar tissue. This is damage, it's just flesh, doesn't change the engine." He turns and faces the parking lot. Hands relax at his sides, posture shifts, subtle change. Weight on the balls of his feet, chin tucked slightly. "Ready? Let's walk to your car," he says. "What if he's there?" "Then we'll have a conversation," Cameron says. "He won't talk," I say. "He'll scream." Cameron cracks his knuckles, loud pop like a gunshot. "I'm very good at listening to screaming," he says, "and I'm very good at making it stop." We walk through the market. He stays on my left side, shielding my blind spot. I feel small. I feel fragile. But for the first time in 6 months, I'm not walking alone in the dark. I look at his profile. Broken nose, scar on cheek, flat expression. He's not angry, he's just working. Safety is a job and he's clocked in. Reach my car. Hands shaking too much to get the key in the lock. He takes the keys, gentle, unlocks the door, checks the back seat. Checks under the car, checks the wheel wells. Thorough, professional, hands me the keys back. "Go home," he says. "Lock the door, put on a movie, something funny, no news, no documentaries." "What are you going to do?" I ask, looking at him with wide eyes. He looks back at the market entrance, scanning the cars leaving the lot, memorizing license plates, processing data. "I'm going to finish my tea," he says, "and then I'm going to look for silver sedans." Get in the car, lock the doors, drive away, look in the rearview mirror. He's still standing there, a statue in the middle of the aisle, watching me leave, watching the road behind me. A gatekeeper, a gargoyle. My heart rate slows down, just a fraction, from 180 to 140. It's not peace, but it's a start. Drive past a silver sedan on the way out. Driver is wearing sunglasses, stare straight ahead, don't look, don't acknowledge, grip the steering wheel. "It's just flesh," I whisper to myself. "Doesn't change the engine." Lie. But a better lie than "I'm fine." Get home, lock the door, deadbolt, chain, chair under the handle, sit on the floor, stare at the phone, block the number, wait for the next one. But the image of the giant remains, standing there, unmoved by the gravity of my disaster. Maybe the universe has more than one kind of monster. Maybe some monsters eat other monsters. Open laptop. Incognito tab, type in MMA gym near me, search, see his face on the home page. Cameron the technician Vance, click bio. Record 22-4, specialty counter-striking, using the opponent's aggression against them. Close laptop, stare at the warped ceiling fan. Wobble, 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 maybe, just maybe, the wobble can be fixed. Wobble, 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 3 days pass. 72 hours of white noise. I don't leave the apartment. I don't open the blinds. I exist in a bioluminescent fugue state. Monitor glow and stale air, waiting for the explosion. The pattern is immutable. Newtonian physics of abuse. Action, I speak to a man. Reaction, Derek burns the world down. I check my phone every 4 minutes. Phantom vibrations, ghost texts. My brain is generating threats that haven't arrived yet. Visualizing the shattered windshield. Hearing the voicemail where he breathes heavy and tells me I'm a whore, but the phone is a black mirror, silent, inert. Tuesday, 10:42 a.m. Phone actually lights up. Heart attempts to exit via throat. Adrenal gland squeezes out a gallon of panic. Look at the screen, not Derek. Cameron Jim. Message preview, coffee, I have the rest of the day off. Stare at the letters, they look foreign, like Cyrillic or hieroglyphs. He's still here, he hasn't been scared off. He hasn't been beaten into a pulp, or maybe he has. Maybe this is the goodbye tour. The "you're nice but my tires got slashed" speech. I know that speech. I've heard cover versions of it 5 times in 2 years. Agree to meet. Public place. Coffee shop with 3 exits and floor-to-ceiling windows. Tactical caffeine consumption. I arrive 20 minutes early. Sit in the corner. Back to the wall. Scan every male entering the building. Height assessment. Shoulder width assessment. Aggression indicators. A guy in a hoodie reaches into his pocket. I stop breathing until he pulls out a wallet. Nervous system is fried. Wires stripped and sparking. Wait for the silver sedan to crash through the front window. Wait for the shouting. Wait for the humiliation. Cameron walks in, wearing a hoodie and sweatpants. Walking with that weird rolling gait fighters have. Loose limbs. Center of gravity low. He sees me, doesn't wave, just nods, chin up. Walks over, pulls out the chair opposite me. Scrapes across the floor. Noise makes me flinch. He notices, movements slow down instantly. "Sorry," he says, voice is gravel and honey. "How are you holding up?" I look at his face, scanning for damage. No black eyes, no split lip. Knuckles aren't swollen. He looks bored. He looks like he just woke up from a nap. "I'm fine," I lie. Automatic response. Did anything happen?" I ask, voice barely audible over the espresso machine hiss. Cameron leans back, crosses his arms. Biceps look like braided steel cables under the fabric. "We had a chat," he says. "Sunday night he found my gym, waited in the parking lot." My blood turns to ice slush. "Oh God," I whisper. "I'm so sorry. I told you he's crazy. Did he hurt you? Did you call the police?" Cameron shakes his head, small smile, not happy, amused. "Madison, listen to me," he says. "He's not crazy. Crazy is unpredictable. He's not unpredictable. He's a bully. Bullies are the most predictable people on earth." He picks up his coffee. Takes a sip, black, no sugar. "He tried to puff up," Cameron says, "got out of his car, lots of shouting, lot of pointing fingers, told me you were his property, told me I didn't know who I was messing with." I'm shrinking into my seat, wishing I could dissolve into the upholstery. "What did you do?" "I asked him if he liked his job," Cameron says, flat, monotone. I blink. "What?" "His job," Cameron repeats. "Regional sales manager for that logistics firm out on Highway 9. Decent salary, company car, heavy focus on brand image." He pulls a folded piece of paper out of his pocket, smooths it on the table. It's a printout, LinkedIn profile. Corporate headshot of Derek, smiling that fake shark smile. "I didn't hit him," Cameron says. "Hitting him is what he wants. Then he's a victim, then he can sue, then he controls the narrative." Cameron taps the paper. "I told him I'd already drafted an email to his VP of HR. Attaching the police reports from your last 2 restraining orders, and a video I took of him screaming at me in the parking lot." He looks me in the eye. Intense. "I told him that if he comes within 5 miles of you or me or this gym, I hit send. And he loses the car, he loses the salary, he loses the condo. I told him I'm not fighting for honor, I'm fighting for his bankruptcy." Silence. The coffee shop noise rushes back in. Clatter of cups. Indie folk music, hipster laughter. My brain cannot process this. I was expecting blood, I was expecting violence, I was expecting a war of attrition. Cameron didn't fight him, he audited him, he dismantled him administratively. "What did he do?" I ask, feeling dizzy. "He got in his car," Cameron says, "and he left, drove under the speed limit." Cameron shrugs. "Men like that don't mind getting punched, they think it makes them tough, but they're terrified of being embarrassed. They're terrified of being small." He leans forward, elbows on the table. "He's small, Madison. He's a microscopic little man with a leased BMW and a fear of HR." I stare at the paper on the table. Derek's face. Pixelated. Powerless. The monster isn't a dragon, it's just a guy with a mid-level corporate job and a fragile ego. The realization makes me nauseous. Vertigo, the room tilts. I've spent 2 years hiding from a god, and he was just a man, just a paperwork problem. Tears start leaking out. Hot and stupid. I wipe them away furiously. "I don't know what to do with that," I say, choking on the words. "I don't know how to be safe." Cameron reaches across the table, doesn't touch my hand. Just places his hand near mine, palm open, an offering. "You don't have to know yet," he says. "It's a skill, like a jab, you have to drill it. Repetition, muscle memory." He looks at the window, sunlight hitting the glass. "You've been in a defensive crouch for a long time," he says. "Takes a while to learn how to stand up straight again. Spine gets stiff." I look at his hand, calloused. Scarred knuckles, tape residue on the wrist. Instruments of violence used for peace. Controlled demolition. "He's really gone?" I ask, feeling like a child asking about the boogerman. "He's not gone," Cameron corrects, clinical, honest. "He's neutralized, he's contained. The cost of engaging has become higher than the reward. That's how you win. You don't destroy the enemy. You make it too expensive for him to fight." Drink my coffee, it's cold. Tastes like ash and caramel. Look out the window. Silver sedan drives by, reflexive flinch, heart spike. Then I look closer, it's a Honda, dent in the bumper. Soccer mom driving, exhale. Air leaving my lungs feels different, thinner, cleaner. I look back at Cameron, he's checking his watch. "I have to train a client in an hour," he says. "Wanna come? You don't have to do anything, just sit, watch, use the Wi-Fi." He pauses. High ceilings, open space, no blind spots. He knows he read the manual on me. Okay, I say, voice wobbles, but the ceiling fan isn't here and the wobble is just sound. Okay, we walk out. He walks on the street side again. Habit. But this time I don't feel like a target. I feel like I'm in the shadow of a wall. A very expensive, very solid, reinforced concrete wall that knows how to send emails. Brain is still screaming asterisk danger asterisk. Brain is still wiring alerts to nerves that are frayed, but for the first time. The data doesn't match the reality. Reality is just a Tuesday. Sunshine and a guy who knows how to break things, choosing to fix something instead. Gym smells like rubber mats and stale effort. Industrial fans chopping the air. Cameron parks me on a bench near the wall. Stay here, he says. Good vantage point. He joins the sparring session. I watch him interact with other men. It's disorienting. My brain is wired to interpret male aggression as a prelude to disaster. I see a guy throw a head kick at Cameron. My stomach turns over, acid reflex, waiting for the explosion, waiting for the ego fracture. Cameron blocks it, grins, taps the guy's glove. Nice extension, he says. They reset. No malice, no ownership, just physics and geometry. I feel like an alien anthropologist observing a species I don't belong to. Violence without hate, power without control. It doesn't make sense. I sit there clutching my water bottle like a grenade, waiting for the other shoe to drop, but gravity works differently in here. Months bleed into a year. The timeline is blurry because I'm not marking it by crises anymore. We travel, Thailand. Humidity that sticks your shirt to your spine, smell of diesel and lemongrass. Cameron is fighting a local guy in a stadium that looks like a converted warehouse. I'm sitting ringside, plastic chair. Normally crowds make me hyperventilate, too many variables, too many eyes, but Cameron is in the ring, and for some reason his presence creates a radius, a blast zone of safety. He loses the fight, takes a knee in the third round. Liver shot. I watch him crumble and I don't feel fear, I just feel empathy. He's not a god, he's not a monster, he's just a guy who forgot to keep his elbow tight. Later. In the hotel room, he's icing his side, grimacing. Humbling, he says, laughing at himself. Got cocky, paid the tax. I look at him, bruised, defeated, and entirely stable. Derek would have torn the room apart if he lost a game of FIFA. Cameron loses a public fight and orders pad thai. I realize I've been holding my breath for 3 years. The oxygen rushes in all at once. Dizzying. I feel like a fraud, imposter syndrome in my own life, walking around pretending I'm a normal person. Pretending I don't know exactly how much pressure it takes to bruise a windpipe. We get back to the States. Mundane Tuesday. Grocery store. I'm in the cereal aisle, staring at boxes of sugar. Paralysis of choice. Too many colors. I feel a presence behind me. Old instinct kicks in. Cortisol spike. Fight or flight. I spin around, ready to beg, ready to apologize. It's just an old lady with a cart. Excuse me, dear, she says. Can I reach the oats? I step aside, heart hammering against my ribs like a trapped bird. She takes the oats. Smiles, leaves. I stand there shaking, looking at my hands. They look like normal hands, no invisible handcuffs. Cameron finds me 5 minutes later, sees the look on my face, doesn't ask, just puts a hand on the small of my back. Grounding wire, you good? Yeah, I say. Voice sounds like it's coming from underwater. Just recalibrating. He drives us home. It's our apartment now, name on the lease, legal documentation of existence. We sit on the balcony, drinking cheap beer, city noise below, sirens, traffic. It's chaotic, but it's outside. Inside, it's quiet. Cameron looks at me. He's fiddling with a ring on his finger, not a wedding ring, just a piece of metal. He takes it off, puts it on the table, slides it toward me. I'm not good at speeches, he says, but I'm good at guarding things. I'd like to keep guarding you if you're okay with that. It's not a question of ownership, it's a question of duty. I look at the ring, it's scratched, durable. Okay, I say. The word is small, but it takes up the whole room. I put the ring on. It's too big, doesn't fit perfectly, slides around. That's fine. I'm still growing into the space, still learning how to take up room without apologizing for it. Sleep comes easier now. Sometimes I still wake up at 3 a.m., phantom noises, the sound of a key turning in a lock that was changed years ago. But then I hear the breathing next to me, steady, Rhythmic, I look over, he's asleep, mouth open slightly, vulnerable, dangerous but dormant. I lie back down, stare at the ceiling, no cracks, structurally sound. The monster isn't under the bed. The monster is in a file cabinet in a courthouse 3 towns over, buried under paperwork and restraining orders. He is a bureaucracy and I am here, in the quiet, finally boring, finally real. I close my eyes, and for the first time in history, I don't dream of anything at all.